in it now, it's not just fire calls. It's not just calls. It's doing stuff for the community. Mm-hmm. Firefighters going to community events, doing so much. And it's like, it just makes me want to get like more and more involved. Like even come. Oh man, I remember it was exciting, but it was like, I was scared at first because I'm like, well, this is the real deal. Like, this is it. I am in the firehouse.
Welcome to The Firehouse, the show dedicated to the brave men and women who serve our community.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Firehouse on WRHU 88.7. I am your host, Chris Moses, and today, sitting with me in the firehouse is my girl, Alexia. What's up?
What's up?
How you feeling, girl? How you feeling?
Feeling
Good?
Feeling good.
Okay, so listen, I know who you are. We're going to talk because you were in Uniondale. Now you're in Hempstead. So we're going to talk all about that. But for the people that don't know you, give them your full name, give them what department you're in, what company you're in, and how many years you've been in.
Okay, yep. So my name is Alexia. I go by Lexi.
Lexi?
Yep. I'm in the Hempstead Fire Department, Southside, Ladder 2.
Tell them out. Tell them up. Yep.
That's
Southside.
Right, that's it.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
I've been in for since January.
Okay, since January that you've been in. Yeah. Okay, so what is that? That's like, I don't know, like seven months. Yeah. We're gonna talk about Brookside in that time too, because you were in Brookside for how long? How many months?
For about
there?
like 8 months.
8 months. Yeah. So you probably got like a good almost 2 years within the volunteer circle that you have so far. All right. So let's get into the beginning, right? Let's get into the beginning. So do you live in Long Island?
Yes, I do.
So you live in Long Island. And what high school did you go to?
I went to Hempstead High School, but I didn't finish there. I finished down south.
Okay. So you ended up, and then you ended up coming back, right?
Yes.
So when you came back, what made you say that you want to join a fire department, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So tell me the story. Like what, you weren't in the juniors or anything like that, right?
Nope.
And is there anyone in your family that was in the fire department?
Oh, yes, my grandfather.
Your grandfather was in the fire department. Where?
Yeah, he was in South Bronx.
Okay.
Engine 50.
So you had a little taste of that. So a little understand. Okay. All right. So let's start from the beginning. Like what makes you say that you want to join the fire department?
Okay. So in 2013, it piqued my interest.
Okay.
So around that time, my family and I, we lived in the 600, 590 Fulton buildings.
Okay.
So it was a regular day, and I'm looking out the window, and there's black smoke coming out of the 590 building.
Okay.
So, I turn to my mom, and I go, Mom, there's black smoke coming out of the building. What's going on? So she calls my grandmother instantly.
Okay.
And she's like, why is there smoke? What's going on? She's like, I'm not home. I don't know. So we head downstairs. We fly downstairs, to see what's going on. And it's crazy because the company that I'm in now was first due there. I see them setting up the area, getting ready. And I'm like in a haze. Like I'm stuck. Like I'm just watching. I'm like watching them go, watching the fire. So that piqued my interest at that age. But what
age was that?
13.
So this is 13.
13.
Okay. All right.
What really sold me on firefighting was in 2017.
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
In Jamaica.
Okay.
Jamaica, Queens. Yep.
Okay.
I'm with my other aunt. We're at a shop that we have. My family has a shop out in Merrick.
Okay.
And she gets a call from her aunt, and she's screaming on the phone. She's like, Ralph's house is on fire, my uncle, and we don't know if he's inside.
Wow.
So we head over there. The house is engulfed. It is going. It's going. And thank God he wasn't in there. He came.
God.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, when I tell you, I wasn't focused on them screaming. I wasn't focused on anything but FDNY coming in the house. I'm just like, I stayed there. Like my mother, she was trying to get me to like, come on, let's go home, after everything.
You're like, no, I want to watch the entire operation.
The entire thing, like them getting to work, the house going. I'm like, wow. So after that, I even stayed till like the FDNY left.
Yeah.
So they, packed up. And so I said, okay, you need to, I told myself, you need to get it together mentally and physically. before you
Yeah.
join. So that
That's right.
was, yeah.
So that was your moment to say
Yeah.
that you wanted to join. So that was your moment. So now you're in Hempstead, but we're going to start with you joining Uniondale, right? So what made you join Uniondale and not Hempstead right away? Like what made you join Uniondale?
Yeah, so I lived in Uniondale.
Okay.
And the company that I joined, I lived literally, it was like a couple of blocks down. It was right there.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, so I hit up one of the members of Brookside Engine Company
Okay.
too.
Who you hit up?
I hit up Chris.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
all right.
yep,
All
I
right.
hit him
Chris
up.
Villalobos?
Yep,
My
that's
boy.
him. Yeah.
Okay.
I texted him and I was like, what are the requirements, to join your station? And he
really quick, not to cut you off, but this is your first fire department, right?
First.
This is the first. So
First.
now this dream is coming true of you wanting to do this. But go ahead. Okay.
Yep. So he lets me know the requirements and he said, you can come on down on a Sunday. We train on Sundays. I'm like, okay, cool, Oh, man. I remember my first Sunday coming down. Oh, man. I remember. It was exciting, but it was like, I was scared at first because I'm like, well, this is the real deal. Like, this is it. I am in the firehouse, and they got a call too that day. So I'm like, whoa, okay, y'all getting to work. Yeah,
it's getting real.
And instantly, as soon as I came in, it was like, it's crazy because, we took a tour, but that wasn't it. It was like, we met you, we're about to go over the trucks now. You're about to learn, and I was instantly like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Like, I went home smiling from ear to ear, like literally, and I, started to go every Sunday. So it was, yeah.
It was a learning experience.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience.
Yeah.
So now let's fast forward a little bit because now you're in Uniondale. What makes you leave Uniondale and then go to Hempstead?
Right. Okay. So I ended up moving. So I know that
It's the right
distance
thing to
and
do.
everything.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do. So you ended up going over to Hempstead, going over to ladder two in the building, ladder 2 in the building. So I gotta ask this too because you came from your first fire department, an engine company.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
That's Brookside as an engine company
Yeah.
to now over to a ladder company. What made you make that and say, I want to go in a truck company?
It's crazy because I initially was on Instagram. That's how I found out about their page too. And I, scrolling down because I'm like, okay, I'm moving now. I want to find the firehouse for me. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up searching, and one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to go down there. I'm going to introduce myself. So one day I just randomly went down there, but there was nobody there. So what I did was there was a rocking chair, sitting outside. And I said, I'm going to put my name, my number, all of that. So I did that.
But wait, what do you mean is a rocking chair?
There was a rocking chair just sitting outside. And it's crazy. I've never seen it ever.
In the front of the firehouse?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
right there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I put my note down and I put it under the chair. And then
So you put a note under the chair?
Yeah, like right under too.
Like saying, hey, I want to join. This is my number.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I was determined.
That's a way.
So I think about like 3 days later, I get a text message saying, hey, I got your note. Why don't you come on down on our meeting night?
Okay.
Like,
Okay, look at that. Yeah, you lucky that note didn't blow away.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
I ended up going down there. So at first I was like, yeah, I'm about to do it. I had confidence. I was ready. And I get there and they're all outside grilling. Because, after every meeting is dinner. That's how they,
Yep.
So I get there and I stop. And I start like, I'm just standing there. And they're looking at each other like, I go, I'm Alexia. Like, oh, because, they know I was coming,
Yeah.
So instantly, like, I just started, kicking it with them, talking with them. Like, it was a big thing too, because this is ladder now.
Yeah.
As opposed from what I knew, hose lines.
Especially starting beginning, you just learned engine and not that long. You're only there for a couple months and now you're switching, going over the ladder, a different modality. But go ahead, keep going.
It was like as soon as I got in, we spoke, started going over the trucks and like, even the tools, everything is different. I was like, okay, I'm going to adjust to this. I'm going, I got this, So I ended up of course, I wasn't even a member, so I couldn't go in the meeting with them, but I was helping set up, making sure everything is everything.
Yeah, letting them know that I want to be here. Yeah, okay.
So I ended up meeting the senior guys there, everybody, and they was like, wow, it's great that you at least have some experience in the fire department, so it was great.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was great. What is, in your opinion, and it may not be anything, but do you see a big difference from Uniondale and then going into Hempstead? Is there any differences that you see?
A rich and smooth blend of golden grain and single malt with notes of vanilla, honey and toasted wood. Anything else just wouldn't be proper. Proper number 12, Irish whiskey.
I don't see any differences.
Okay.
Like
It's the fire department.
Yes, the fire department.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, besides the fact that you're a ladder now,
yeah.
That's the biggest difference. But besides that, it's the fire department. It's all of that. Yeah. All right. So I got another question, and I don't want to get deep, but we got to get a little bit deep here, just because I have a question. Just being in the fire department, whether it's volunteer, whether it's paid or whatever, we're obviously volunteer. It's really male driven, beat on the chest, male macho, all of that. How do you deal with that being a woman in the department? Like, how do you deal with that? Do you encounter that male chauvinistic kind of thing sometimes? Like, how do you deal with that? And this is either department, Hempstead or Uniondale.
I'm a really like a blend in type of person. I fit in, and I don't have like, there's no, issues with that. I love that. It's like, okay, like, yes, there, are mainly our men in this service, but it's like, at the end of the day, I want to get to know y'all. I'm chill. Well, I'm like, I'm fitting in with y'all. I'm going with the flow because, well, we're running in the fires, at the end of the day, these are like your second family, so it's like, it's no different for me than having my cousins and my brothers. So, and it's like, I just fit in. I go with the flow. I love it. Yeah.
Just kind of fit in and go with the flow. Yeah. So that don't really bother you, that whole little thing. And I guess you haven't encountered any of that. Do they just accept you as a firefighter?
Oh, yeah.
They just accept you as a firefighter in both Uniondale and in Hempstead. I love to hear that, because sometimes that doesn't happen. You kind of see that male kind of machismo thing happen. So hopefully, those things won't ever happen. You won't see those.
It's crazy because I've actually asked them, because I am the first female ever in Ladder 2.
Are you?
Yes.
Well,
the first female ever.
A round of applause for that. The first female in Ladder 2.
Yeah.
Look at that. You can't move now. So you need to stay there forever. Because you're paving the way. You're making, history. Yeah. You just made history. Yeah. Do you realize that, Alexia? You just made history. Yeah. I love that. So you're the first. So how is that? Like,
it's wonderful because, and the first question I asked was, I know this is, I told them, I said, I know this is different. Like, you guys never having a girl before. And they was like, Alexia, as long as you can do the job and you're right with us, we don't care. This is, this is it. Yeah.
None of this matters. As long as you can do the job, we're good to go. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. But look at you making history. I love that, making history over there. All right. So I got some questions for you. We're going to keep going. But one common myth that you want to debunk about firefighting right now, what common myth would you want to debunk?
One common myth would be, it's not always house fires. That's not always the house fire calls. There's car accidents, automatic alarms. There's many calls than just fires. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's like one of the main ones because, even like in my department sometimes, because, in my department, we don't always respond with an apparatus. You go there, in your car or, however you get there. But, and everybody's like, where's the fire, And it's like, it's not always fire. It's not always going to be a fire. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question though, because how is that difference from coming from Uniondale where you have to respond to the house to Hempstead where you have a set of gear in your car and a set of gear at the house? At the firehouse. How is that? Like responding to the call? Like how was your first couple of calls? Like responding?
It was It was very crazy for me at first because I had to adjust to that. Like, you know, from going on a truck to having it be that way to, you know.
Where do you park your car when you get to the scene? If everybody I always wonder that. Like,
far away.
Okay, so you just far away and got to run up to the rig.
Yeah. You got to park it far away because, like, you know, when the chiefs are coming or any apparatus, you don't want to be in the way, you know. So
don't want to be in the way.
It was very different because I'm like, oh, we can bring our gear home, you know, get all set. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let me adjust to this. But it's
so. Let me ask you, and I've never asked anyone from Hempstead this. It's funny that I've never asked this, but I need to. There's a house fire. Let's walk through a house fire, right?
Okay.
House fire comes in, tones out. You're not at the firehouse. So now you're responding in your car, right? You park your car blocks away, right? Do you get geared up right there and then run in full gear to the...
See, that's the thing. As for me, because I've had a house fire where I responded from home.
Okay.
I'm in gear. So when I get there, I'm just throwing on a pack.
Okay, so that's it. So you're running down blocks in full gear.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm
but
speeding.
doesn't that? I'm just thinking, like, aren't you now a hot summer day? We're in the summer right now, and you're running down the block 3 blocks in gear. Ain't that a lot? Like, and this is just acting as a Hempstead member, and this is for any other Hempstead members that's listening too. Isn't that a lot? Like,
I think mainly like. You don't think about it because it's like, okay, you got a working fire now. It's the adrenaline going. It's like, and on top of that, it's like, you know your job. You know what you got to go and do. And like you're sizing up as you're getting there too. So I think that's like, well, for me, one of the things, like I don't get tired until like we're finished, you know, heading on the truck, getting out.
Pumping.
Yeah. The adrenaline,
adrenaline is going and that's pumping. All right. Because I always had that question. I'm like, that's a lot. They can be spent by the time they get there. All right. So let's keep going. I just got a question about just, you know, that Uniondale Hempstead transition. So you moved from out of Uniondale, and then you moved into Hempstead, and then you started looking for the different firehouses. Did you pick Ladder 2 because it was closer to your house, or you were looking for a truck company, like you wanted to join trucks?
So so it was definitely, I did want to join truck company. I wanted to like, you know, really get in there. And also I was looking at their work on Instagram. I'm like, wow, okay. And not just the work, like, you know, them, because, you know, besides
so you're saying that when you were when you were deciding to leave and you went into Hempstead, you went on like social media and started looking up the different companies. Look at that. I've never heard that before, and that's great. So just for all the fire departments that are listening, that you think that your social media doesn't make a big push on anything, it does. It's important because that's what made your choice. You started looking at their Instagram page and seeing that. Look at that. Look at that. I love to hear that. Like that's something that I haven't heard before, and that's something that is important. So peoples, get your Instagram pages, get your Facebook pages up, because this is how we get members. This is how we get members, right? All right, so let's get into some stories. What stories you got for me? Whether they're Hempstead, whether they're Uniondale, what you got for me?
All right, so I got some ones.
And you got 2 years in, right?
From a mixture. Like,
from a mixture of all. So 2 years in, I still know you got these stories. So let's go.
So I'm going to start with my one in Uniondale.
Okay.
So I've never been to a house fire before. Never, you know, been involved. Never really like, you know, been there on the scene.
Yeah.
So it was Sunday. It was a training day. And we actually went over to Company 1. We went over there to go train, and right by the houses, and they were doing house fire drills, you know.
Okay.
So, you know, as me being a probie, hit that hydrant, you know, that's my job, you know. Right. So that, and also, you know, bringing in hose lines, you know. So after we did that, we were training, watching everything, you know, seeing how it goes, how it flows. So it was good. You know, we trained. We ate over there, you know, with the department, and then we ended up getting back to the station. Yeah. So I remember at the time, we were all like getting out of gear, you know, because we had just came back, and we were laughing, joking, you know, having a good time.
And this is your first fire, right? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
And so I head to the bathroom, and I hear all of a sudden, kitchen fire.
Okay.
So, alarms went off. So I froze for a minute. So hold up now. But I couldn't freeze because I had to go.
Because you had to go work.
Yeah, I had to go. So I ran, and I remember Lewis asked me, he said, what did it say? I said, kitchen fire. So I ran, got in the gear, and we all jumped in. But
and you're talking about Louis Fuentes.
Yes,
which is the current captain right now at Brookside. But go ahead.
Yep. And I jump into the truck, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. We're getting in, and I'm like, wait, like I'm getting it together, but I'm like, this is And you always, you want to know and think that it's a job, because that's how you get ready until you get on that scene and see what what's really happening. So and it was right around the corner too. That house fire. It was right around the corner from Brookside. So we jump out. It's going. Smoke's going.
Okay, so let's stop right there, Lexi. You are in the rig. You pull up, and you see the house, and it's going.
It's going.
What's going through your brain at this moment? Right, this is your first fire. What's going through your brain?
I said, wait a minute. I said, wait. I said, all right, it's time to get to work.
Okay. In the heart of Blue Point, New York, the Johnny Mac Foundation stands as a beacon of hope and resilience. Founded in memory of FDNY firefighter John F. McNamara, who lost his life to 9/11 related cancer, this foundation embodies his enduring motto, whatever it takes. To supporting first responders and their families, the Johnny Mac Foundation is committed to making a long-lasting impact. Join us in honoring John's legacy and making a difference. Visit at johnnymacfoundation.org to learn more and contribute.
To work. Okay. But I was so focused on that.
Okay.
And even though my job, hit the hydrant, let's go. Mm-hmm. So, even though I was starstruck on that, I remember, getting out and, cause CJ was a chauffeur at the time,
Yep.
So,
Cameron Creighton.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I was not the only, actually I was the only probie from Brookside that responded, so it was okay, let's go hit the hydrant. Let's go. So
let's rely on this training and get this going.
Yep. And at the time I wasn't Scott certified yet.
Okay.
So
you can't go in.
No, right. Yeah. But I did help structuring the hose lines, right there.
Okay.
And I'm just watching everything.
Okay.
I'm watching everything. I'm like, this is, And a lot was going on in my mind because I'm like, okay, Lex, but your job, what you got to do. Let's go. Because, you don't always want to be standing there doing nothing. That's right. So even then after, other people came by and started structuring, I went to the side to go help, back
some
up.
More homes over there and back up and do whatever there. All right.
It was,
It was intense.
Yeah.
First fire, intense. I can imagine. All right. So let's keep going. What other stories you got for me?
Okay.
Any other fire stories?
Yes.
I know you got a ton of them.
Oh, yeah.
You're in two working districts like Hempstead. You were in Uniondale. We get work.
It'd be busy.
It'd be busy.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Now being in the hub, it get busy. Don't check out something and I've said this before, 7 engine companies or something like that.
Yeah.
Whew, Jesus. It's a lot. But go ahead. So what other stories we got?
So it was Sunday around.
And this is Hempstead or Uniondale?
Hempstead. Yep.
This is now Hempstead. Okay.
It was around 7:57 in the morning.
7:57. You knew it was 7:57.
Oh yeah.
7:57.
My pager goes off, and all I hear is fire alarm sentry going on. Reporter house fire. When I jumped up, I was in a deep sleep. I jumped up. I ran to my car and threw on my gear, and I forgot something in the house, but I ran back, and all I heard was working fire.
Yep.
I took the car. I was in gear. I was out. Because the thing about me is I like to, be ready, already ready. So that way when I get there, I don't have to, fumble. I don't have to worry about none of that. I'm ready already.
Ready to go. Wait, let's just pause real quick because I got to ask a question. You said you ran back in the house, in and out the house. It's 8 a.m. on a Sunday. Mm-hmm. How about the people in your house?
They were knocked out.
They were knocked out. You have children, right?
Yes.
So you ain't waking up the kids or anything like that.
They were knocked out.
Okay. How do they feel about what you do?
Love it.
They love it.
imitate almost everything.
How many kids you have?
Two.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the ages?
3 and 2.
You got little ones.
Yes,
Little ones.
yes.
Okay. So yeah, like how do they feel about mom going in the fire?
Love it.
Husband, boyfriend, whatever. How do they feel about that?
They love it. Like every time I go to the firehouse or every time I come back, my little one goes, "You was at the firehouse?" You know? And like I remember I was cleaning one day and she took the vacuum hose and pretended like, you know, it was yeah. And I said, check
you out. Look at that. They're watching what mom do. All right. Your husband, he's not in the fire department.
No.
What's that dynamic, right? Because we don't see that. It's usually the big macho man, they're in the fire department, but mom is in the fire department. And I'm sorry to cut off your last story, but I gotta kind of get this, because how does that play into just, you know, what you do, your everyday duties as a mom and the things you do as a mom, and now you're also in the fire department, which is so dope to me. I think that's so dope to have that, to show like, you know, there is no norms here. Like we can, if you want to do this, you go ahead and do it. So how does that happen? Like what kind of happens there with him not being in? Has he ever been in the fire department, your husband? No. So he doesn't kind of understand at all. Is he supportive of it? Like, did he ask questions like, babe, why do you want to run into fires? Like where does that happen? How is that?
So, initially I asked the same thing, like, okay, how am I going to do this? But I balance it out. Okay. Because at the end of the day, I love being a firefighter and I love being a mom and a wife. So, I mean, a wife. Yeah.
You got it right.
So, he's very supportive of it, like nervous at times. And like, very nervous at times, you know? Imagine. And so, and he, you know, he's met a lot of the people that, and you know, that's why I bring him on down sometimes. And he's very supportive, nervous, but
he's supportive of everything and like that. And then the kids, of course, they love that mom is doing that. I love that, man. I really love that. All right, so I just have to ask that. Let's get back to that story. Let's get back to that story. So,
everybody's knocked out. So what initially I did was, I know my mother was awake. So as I'm on the way, I called her. I said, "Mommy, we got to work in fire. I'm just letting you know. Yes. You know, but in case I don't, because you could be gone for hours.
Yes.
I had to call you hours.
Yes.
So I let her know, and she was like, "Oh gosh," she was like, "Okay," because she gets crazy too. So I hung up. And
so is that just telling your mom just to let her know, like to take care of the kids kind of thing, or your husband's going to take care of?
She's in Albany. I just let her know.
You just let her know, like, okay, I thought she was there. Okay, so go ahead, keep going.
So I let her know, and it was about 6 minutes away from me, the house fire, because I put it in, you know, my maps, and before I get there, it was already a cloudy day. The smoke isn't it. The sky is black, smoky. I said, "Oh, it's going."
Yeah, it's real.
So I said, "It's going." I said, "Yo." So I get there, I pull over to the side, and I'm heading down. I already know my job. Just go throw those ladders. You know, that's
so now you're in Hempstead. You're not you're Scott qualified now. So you can go to work now. Yeah. You can go to work. Okay, keep going. Yeah. So you know your job. Go ahead. You said you're throwing those ladders. Go ahead.
The ladders. And that's the thing, like when you're in a truck company or even in an engine company, because it's not just, you know, truck job to throw ladders, you want to make sure that you have ladders at every window.
Okay.
Every window.
So,
you know, that was my main thing. And it was going. The house was going, yeah.
But it didn't, even though it's nice to look at, you're still doing your job. You're still doing what you do. Still doing what you do.
Still doing my job, yeah.
So throwing windows. Throwing ladders up. That's the first thing when you get there. Is there anyone there helping you do this? Is this you by yourself? Like, that's the thing with volunteer. We don't know who's going to show up. So how was that?
It is crazy because it all depends. Sometimes there will be, but for my times, no. And the thing is, like, I've trained on it. So it's like, that's instilled. And even at the academy too, you know, so I'm like, you know, have that in there. So, no, I go and grab the ladders, and then like I size up to know if I want to throw a 24 or a 16. You know, you got
you size up.
You got it. Yep. So, throw those ladders right at the window, and you know, I don't know, like, you know.
That's okay.
Don't
worry, we'll get rid of that part. We'll get rid of that part. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. All right, so when it comes to, you know, well, we're not going to talk about the whole ladder part, but being in Hempstead, right? Again, you're responding right to that call. when you're responding right to that call, you said you're in full gear, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in full gear.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hot? I know I asked this already, but isn't it hot? Like for me being on the rig and then, you know what I'm saying? Being on the rig with my gear is different from being in my car doing all of that. Like, it's just not, it's not bulky and all in your way.
No, because like, it's crazy because I don't think about that. Because like me, every time I get to the station, this was Union in Hempstead, I always am in gear.
So you're already sitting
always,
there,
already.
ready.
As soon as I get to the station, that's my thing. I'm always in gear. And it's like, just to be ready, just to get comfortable in that, just to like, especially training wise too. Because you know me, I love to train regardless of who's there and who's not.
You're in there doing that.
Yeah.
I remember walking in and seeing you just doing what you do. Doing what you do. All right. So, like job wise, right? What do you want to go into the FDNY? Are you taking no tests to do that?
I definitely do. I said to myself, I said, once I finish the academy and I finish like department ops and get myself like all set with that and even become a chauffeur, I'm like, yeah, I definitely.
So you want to do this as a career.
Yeah.
All right. And FDNY, you're looking to do that. So FDNY, come get your gal. Come get her. Come get her. So, all right. So you know what we can get into, Lexi? We can get into the flashover. Flashover. All right. So I don't know if you ever seen the show, but on the flashover, we play a little game where we ask a couple of questions, right? We'll ask things like Android, Apple, and you have to give the answer really quick. Android or Apple, which one?
Apple.
Oh my, I don't think there's anybody that is Android anymore. I got to move over. Like I'm the only person. I'm going to be by myself forever. But anyway, we're going to ask a couple of questions and you'll have to give the answer pretty quick. Okay. We're going to ask TV shows. We're going to ask movies and then just other different, questions. Okay. All right. So Lexi, are you ready for the flashover?
Oh, yeah.
You're ready.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start. First question. At a parade, do you want to drive the rig or drive the chief truck?
I'm driving the rig.
You driving the rig. You're not a
rig.
chauffeur yet, but when are you a chauffeur yet?
No,
You're not. But when you become a chauffeur, you driving the rig.
Driving the rig.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Brush fire or rocking dumpster fire? Which one?
I go with the brush fire.
Going with the brush fire?
Going
Why
with
brush
brush fire.
fire? Why brush fire?
Man, no. That brush fire be going.
There we go. You rather deal with that. All right. Basement fire or warehouse fire? Which one?
Basement.
Basement fire?
Basement.
Basement fire.
Basement.
All right. Confirmed car fire, right? Confirmed car fire or an automatic alarm with a light smoke condition. Which one?
Light smoke.
Light smoke. Why you going with light smoke
Because
versus
it could be something.
It could be something,
It
right?
could be something, yeah.
That could be-
be in the walls. You don't know. It could be something.
It could be something really fast, yo. Because a lot of people will say the car fire because it's confirmed, you got the fire. But that automatic alarm with a light smoke condition have been some of my best fires. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so when you're in the rig, are you in, I guess, have you ever, because you're still on probation, so have you been an officer yet? Like you've been in the front seat. Are you the sirens person or the air horn person? Which one gets you going?
Sirens.
Sirens? You like to hear the sirens.
Yeah,
You switching the sirens up there?
yeah,
Okay.
going.
All right. Let's keep going. Midnight call or 5 a.m. call? Which one?
5 a.m.
5 a.m.? Why? Why not a midnight call? Why 5 a.m.?
I know I gotta be quick.
That's all right. You don't have to be quick. Think about it. Why a 5 a.m. versus a midnight call?
I feel like that's a good time. I feel like
5
that's a
a.m.
good
is a
time.
better time?
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going. Summer heat in gear or winter cold in wet boots. Pick your punishment.
Ooh, I'll go with the summer heat.
Summer heat. You said you like wearing your gear all the time. So
I'll
ain't
go
gonna
with
be
the summer heat.
ain't
Yeah,
gonna be no problem with you. All right. Let's keep going. All right. So what I want you to do is put on your chief hat. Do you want to go that route? Do you want to go into leadership and all that?
Definitely.
So you want to do that. So I need you to put on that hat, right? Of being a chief, right? So we're going to play within our game flashover, we play another game called Suspended or Not. Okay? So you need to tell me suspended or not. Okay? So you're at a call. 2 firefighters get into a fight.
You can fancy yourself an expert, or you can fancy yourself a king. We'll just go fancy ourselves another glass of proper. Rich and smooth, proper number 12 Irish whiskey.
Into a fight. Suspended or not. Are you suspending them? Right at the call, fist fight, total out fight.
Yeah, that's suspension.
That's suspension. Both of them, they gone.
Yeah.
Just suspended. They're not gone, but they're suspended.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. You're the chief, right? Pull up to a firehouse. The front window is completely busted out because guys were playing around with pike poles and hit the window. Suspended or not?
They're not suspended.
Not suspended?
They're going to pay for it, though. They ain't suspended.
They're going to pay for it, but they're not suspended. Yeah. All right. Another question. You are the chief of the department. You get into an argument with one of the chauffeurs, right? Of course, you're being respectful because you're at scene, so y'all not going to be going back and forth, but y'all have a bit of a disagreement. Now, after the call pretty much over, you're walking by his or her rig, and they lay on the horn. Suspended or not?
Suspended? No.
Not going to suspend him. Not going to suspend him. You're going to be pissed off.
Yeah.
All right. So let's keep going. Let's keep going with the flashover questions. Okay. All right. You have a department critique. It is Sunday morning. Department critique coming up at 10 o'clock. Right. All your members, you're the captain of the house right now. All your members are at the firehouse. It's 8 o'clock. They're all there. Critique is at 10. You have 2 hours. What are you doing? Cleaning the firehouse or you're training? Which one? Remember, you have a department critique coming up at 10 o'clock, but everyone's here at 8 o'clock. You got 2 hours. All your members are here. Are you going to do another training or are you going to have them clean the firehouse?
I'm going to have them clean.
Clean up? Clean firehouse is what we need, right? Yeah.
We need a training too, but
have them clean up.
Actually, no.
You know, it looked like you was thinking, and it was like you're gonna change.
Wait a minute now, because you know how in Brookside we get down, make sure our house is spotless.
It's already probably half clean anyway.
Yeah. So no. Yeah. You can go back, ask the question again. Yeah,
okay, so you're going training. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna go have them do another training before that. Training. All right, that's good. All right, so let's keep going. All right, now let's get into some movies and let's get into some TV shows.
Okay.
If you haven't watched it, just say I didn't watch it. All right. And if you have, you got to pick which one. Right? Ready?
Ready.
Chicago Fire, Rescue Me.
Chicago Fire.
Rescue Me, Third Watch.
Haven't watched.
No. All right. So how about Backdraft, Ladder 49? Backdraft over Ladder 49? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. But why? Why Backdraft over Ladder 49?
The movie got to me more.
Okay.
Just got to me more in every way. I was just, Ladder 49 is dope.
Yeah,
dope.
Definitely
but
dope
Backdraft all day.
That's the Bible. Yeah, everybody loves Backdraft. I mean, it's a little exaggerated at certain moments, right? It's a little bit much, but it definitely is a great movie. All right, so the most important question I am going to ask you today, Lexi, the most important question. And this is actually a great question for you because you came from an engine, you're in a truck. Which one, engine or truck?
Truck.
Truck is in the building. Okay, so you're going truck. So, but why? And this is, you're well qualified to answer this question because you've been in engine, you've been in a truck company. What makes you say truck over engine?
I love the work.
Okay.
I love the grabbing my tools, grabbing my halligan and my hook, climbing up that ladder, going in through the window. I love that work. I love it. I love it. Getting in the ceilings. I love it.
You love that. You love that. Okay. All right. There we go. You love that work versus, because I'm an engine guy, so I'm an engine guy versus putting the fire out. You like more of that work before that, the overhaul after that, all of that. That's more you. All right. I love that. All right. So let's keep going here. Just in a whole, right? How has being a volunteer firefighter, how has that changed your perspective on life? Just being a volunteer firefighter?
It has changed very much so because, you know, as I'm in it now, it's not just fire calls. It's not just calls. It's doing stuff for the community. Firefighters going to community events, you know, doing so much. And it's like, it just makes me want to get like more and more involved. Like even coming up with stuff like, hey, why don't we do this or plan this? It's changed a lot. Like it's wonderful. It really, really is. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the last questions I want to ask you is, if there's somebody right now that is listening to this show and they're thinking about joining, or they're in and they've been in for a month or two, what type of advice would you want to give them?
No matter how challenging things get, and it can get challenging, remember your why you decided to be a firefighter in the first place. And also lean on your brothers and sisters in the fire service, because at the end of the day, that's your second family. Yeah. They're the ones, you know, God forbid anything happens to you, they're going to your family to let them know, you know, anything. And that's
it. Remember your why. I like that. I like that. Look right there and tell them, remember your why.
Remember your why.
Remember your why. I love that. Listen, Lexi, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming down to the Firehouse. All good? All right. So what we can do is, though, shout out your husband. Shout out your kids. Go ahead. Tell them hi. Tell them hi. What's their names?
Mackenzie, Susie.
Okay.
And Alan. Yeah.
All right. Well, shout them out. Mommy's up here doing this show. But again, thank you so much for coming down to the Firehouse, gracing the Firehouse with your presence. Listen, we miss you in Uniondale, but you're right there in Hempstead. So, you know, we'll come over there. We'll see you. Mutual aids.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll definitely see you on there. All right. Yeah. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed that conversation. It was amazing for me. I hope it was amazing for you.
It was, yeah.
Everybody always gets nervous on the show, and it's not even that. It's not that bad. All right, so we just heard from my girl. Do you go by Lexi? Lexi. So just Lexi. You don't really say the whole thing.
No,
like
just
your
Lexi.
Whole name. Just Lexi.
Yep.
All right. So we just heard from Lexi from the Hempstead Fire Department, Ladder 2 in the building. Ladder 2 in the building, about her life as a firefighter. I hope you all enjoyed the conversation. Please like, share, subscribe, do all of those things. I am your host, Chris Moses, and please tune in next week to another great conversation in the Firehouse.